Hello, my friends on YouTube. Today is Sunday, the 7th of July 2024. Um, Today's video is for adults only. Um, Today's video it is Aisha and the orgy parties. That's very strange title. However, we're talking about Islam. Islam has a lot of strange stuff. Uh, when I studied about this subject, there's normally um, Islamic leaders, when there is something shameful, they come by the thousands writing articles. I read many of them, and they have videos on YouTube trying to justify the nonsense they are talking about. However, unfortunately, most of them succeed to convince the average Muslim to stay on track, on the Islamic track. They know that most Muslims, they don't investigate, they don't check on them. It's their business. However, when you have these many people trying to come out to defend this one subject, it means something wrong. And to really get to a point to find out what's wrong, as I explained before, and many people know, that Islam at the time of conception, in the beginning, after the death of the founder, Islam split into two factions. One is called Sunni, which is about 73%, and the other faction is called Shiite, which is about 23%. The rest are kind of like Sufis and small other groups, Ahmadiyya, Alawiyya, and so on and so forth. It's not the issue. The thing here, if you want to know about one subject that it seems strange, you go to the opposite. So if the Sunni Muslims are trying to justify, if you want to know really how come this is happening, go to the Shiite sources and find out. And I'm going to put you, the best thing is a Shiite clerk. It's not that I agree with the Shiite. To me, both of them are not good. Okay, I'm not justifying the Shiite at all or the Sunni. They are both the same for me. I'm going to put this video in the description box, and I suggest that, because it's actually in Arabic, however, it has subtitle, which is good. The subject today about when a Muslim man and a Muslim woman, husband and wife, after they have sexual relationship, there is a specific way to wash from that, because it's like you are considered at this point after sexual intercourse as not really defiled, but you are not totally clean, and you cannot take just a shower. There is a ritual that you have to do to remove that unholiness or uncleanness, whatever you call it, which is okay. I mean, if you want to practice that, you feel this is religious and blah blah blah, fine with me, I don't care. But let's say, for example, I'm a young man and I just got married, and I have certain questions about sexual relationship between me and my wife. And therefore, I mean, it's normal if you're a young man, just got married, and you want to know something so that you don't do anything wrong. I would suggest, and I think that will be the natural order, you go to your father or your uncle or somebody older, or even the mosque imam, the head of the mosque, or your religious guru or what have you, and ask him as a man to man, what do you say about that? And there's nothing wrong with that. And if the woman has a question, the obvious thing to do is to ask her mother, her aunt, her older sister, and so on and so forth. But if I have questions about sexuality and I go to 18 years old girl who was previously married and she's a widow, her husband died, and she is not supposed to marry another man, and I come to her and ask her this question, how do you wash, and can you illustrate to me how can I wash after sex? In my opinion, any decent woman would be very disturbed by that question coming from a young man or a grown-up man asking this question, especially the wife, the favorite wife of the Prophet. There is a question mark. I mean, let's take Gandhi as an example. Gandhi was not a prophet, but he had many things going on. I remember when I watched the movie Gandhi, his wife was asked by a journalist, it's an old movie, I hope I remember everything, and she was asked, because he was on a hunger strike, and also he refrained from having sexual relationship with his wife as a way to demonstrate that he's serious about what he's doing. And the journalist was asking Gandhi's wife, he made a commitment not to have sexual relationship during this time, and the wife, she said yes. And the journalist followed up and said, has he broken his commitment? And the wife of Gandhi, after his death, I can't remember, I really can't, that's an old movie. Gandhi's wife, she said, not yet. But this is from a woman to a woman, and also she is talking about her husband. But a grown-up man, you don't go and ask a woman about deep things about sexuality. Here they are asking Aisha to explain to them, how can I wash? Now, the Prophet of Allah lived with them for 23 years. He told them so many things, how to do this, how to do that. One of them is how to go to the toilet and wipe yourself, clean yourself with 3 stones in your behind. Get 3 stones and wipe your behind with 3 stones to clean your behind. If he went to these details, I am very sure he had, if he was even a prophet, he must have explained, if this is so important to cleanse yourself after sexual relationship. I'm sure he spoke about it clearly. Because now, Muslim Sunni and Muslim Shia know how to clean, how to wash this wash that he explained. You have the Muslim Shia, they hate Aisha. They never listen to a word from Aisha. They know how to wash, how to do this ablution, how to cleanse themselves from after practically after ejaculation. After sexual relationship and ejaculation, man and woman have to wash themselves in a certain way. If those who hate Aisha and her teaching know how to do it, that means the Prophet of Allah had explained it. So what is the point? Couple of guys, one of them, he is her brother by nursing. She used to give the good looking guys that she liked either to her sister who had kids, to give them her breast to nurse, to get 5 full, empty the milk 5 times, empty her milk, both breasts, and then he becomes one of the family, a brother. So he can go inside the house of any of the family, whether it's Aisha, her sister, her brother's wife. He's one of the family, and he can see them in their house clothing. And you're talking about in Arabia, people wore very thin clothing because it's very hot when you're in the house. So he can see everything. Add to that, he wants to, these two men wanted her to illustrate, not just tell them. I mean, you could ask the question if you are sincere, and Aisha is the only one who knows about that, but Aisha's father was the first disciple of the Prophet, and he was the caliphate. Why didn't go to her father and ask him? He was busy collecting money and arranging invasion of other towns and countries and stuff like that. So why would you ask a woman, two men, two young men, one of them definitely a brother by nursing, by milking, ask that question? And you can ask it, yes, but ask it in a manner, she can say, okay, you pour water on your head and then you wash the right side of your body first and then the left side of your body and do this and do that, and it's fine. But they wanted her to illustrate using water and go to the bathtub. So the Muslim, that raises so many questions, and the Muslim Sunni are in trouble, and therefore they come up and try to justify that by saying, you know what, that was behind a wall. But if there is a wall, how can you illustrate? They wanted her to illustrate, meaning to see. When you are illustrating at work, in your job or work, something to others, they need to see it, so that in case if they have to do it, let's say you are a mechanic, you are teaching another mechanic, you cannot teach him behind wall. He or the person is learning has to see. And these two young men, they wanted to see how they wash. So she put like a curtain. We don't know how thin this curtain was, but the curtain was to cover the bottom part, from the belly button down. But the top part could be open, or she is wearing the thin clothes suitable for hot area like Arabia, and she poured water over her head. I am sorry, but if you are wearing thin clothes, even if you are wearing a t-shirt and you get your body wet, the t-shirt sticks to your body and it shows what's under that t-shirt. The breast shows. So she had to illustrate. And this, later on, also there is hadith that I spoke about before, that young people used to go to her home, stay in her home. And you know what? There is nothing wrong with staying in somebody, a prominent person. For example, Buckingham Palace does not have 2 bedrooms. It has place for heads of state to stay, to invite so many guests. But that does not mean they go and sleep with the king's wife or see what the king's wife doing. No, she has her area, they have their guest area. No, but these guys come, stay in the house, and I spoke about that before. They used to have wet dreams, young guys, and probably they get excited when they see her pouring water. And I mean, she was 18 years old. She must have been very attractive young lady. as 18 years old, and you see her there. If the person totally naked probably does not stimulate much, like when you see that clothes stuck to the skin and you see her shape and her curves, and anyway, it is sexual. It's really sexual, okay? And the guys have wet dreams, and she runs to them because he's washing, kind of embarrassed, washing his garment, and she tells him, no, no, you don't need to wash, you wait until it's dry, and then I used to scratch it with my fingernail for the prophet. So it's a normal thing. You were last night in a very exciting area, so I know what happened. You had a wet dream. Wait until it dries and scratch it off, or let me scratch it off for you. This is actually kind of like, well, it's disturbing for an average person. But again, you are talking about the Prophet of Allah. So what was really going on there? What was going on is Aisha, there's hadith, I'm going to put it in the description box, I spoke about it before. She is the very first one. Other people came to the conclusion, many, that there is no revelation, there is no Gabriel, there is no message, there is no Allah, there is no prophet, there is nothing. He is a person who is taking advantage of the idiots around him. Okay? So Aisha told him one time, because he saw a beautiful woman, he wanted to get her in, and of course, as a wife, Aisha told him, what are you doing? And he said, the angel Gabriel just came to me with a revelation that I must do this woman. I must do her quickly. Otherwise, the Allah will be upset. And Gabriel, do you want him to be angry with me? No. So she told him clearly, I see that your God is trying to fulfill your desire, your sexual desire. Allah is running after you to fulfill your desire. So what happened here? This is a young lady. She was used and abused at the age of 9 by a 54 years old person who, that was rape. I spoke in a video before previously that he was a pedophile guy. He is abusing a 9-year-old girl. What a 9-year-old girl know about sex? And they say clearly, when they took her to him, she was playing with her friends on a swing. A child playing. They took her, they washed her, they gave her to him, and he did his way with her. So in my own opinion, that's my own thinking, and it could be wrong. I think she had a lot of anger and resentment. After all, even, and I agree with the Shia about this, they say she is the one who poisoned him. And I believe this is true. Of course, the Sunni, they say a Jewish woman poisoned him, and he died 3 years after he ate the poison. That's nonsense. The Shia say it clearly that Aisha, the child wife, she is the one who poisoned him. She had a lot of anger, that's my conclusion. She had hate and anger towards him because she can see that he took her as a young girl, a child. He did all that to her. We don't know. But rightfully, she has the right to be angry. And not only that, at least at the end, probably she had accepted the fact that this person in the age of my grandpa is now my husband. I have to accept this fact. After that, he still bring other woman, and he tells this woman, divorce your husband and come to me, because I feel I have to check you out. I have to have sex with you. Divorce your husband and come to me. And he said, if my eye see any other woman that I like, her husband ought to divorce her and give her to me to get her in. So this woman, Aisha, I'm not blaming her. I'm not blaming her. But it is clear, it is very clear that she hated what he had done to her. Also, Hafsa, that one of his wives, she was the daughter of the second Caliph. She caught him with the Copt Mary the Copt, the Christian woman that was given to him by Egyptian Pharaoh as a gift so that he would stay away from Egypt. She and her sister. And this Mary the Copt was a servant of his wife, Hafsa, the daughter of the second Caliph. So the daughter of the second Caliph was the wife of the Prophet, and she had a servant who was Egyptian. She went to visit her father. Hafsa went to visit her father, came back, caught the Prophet of Allah committing adultery with her servant. And the Muslim Shiite say Aisha and Hafsa, these two wives of the Prophet, are the ones who poisoned the Prophet. I tend to believe that. It is very logical. And for those who accuse me that I don't know what I'm saying, I'm putting everything in the description box. I'm not doing that to challenge you. I'm doing that because this is the thing that it happened. And I know you listen to your Imam, you don't use your head. I do. You don't use your head, I will actually respect your questions. Thank you very much. We hope to hear from you.